Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, things went pretty good his first term.
Okay, what did he do
A
that
lot better,
to like? Okay,
better than Biden's term.
based on what metric?
Based on, well, I had my money went a lot farther. I had a lot more money to buy things, and the 4 years Biden was in there, I had shit.
So what years under Trump specifically were good in terms of the economy?
All of them. All of them.
And what years was that?
Oh, 2016 through 2020.
So in 2016, do you think the economy was good?
No, but it wasn't that good, but it did increase steadily.
By 2017, at the beginning of 2017, was the economy good?
It was on its. It was getting there, yes, and it
Okay,
was
well
pretty
did
much there by 2018.
okay, did you know that Donald Trump right didn't actually get in office until a bit into 2017? So 2016 and then, beginning of 2017, that was Obama. So what you just said was the trend was already on that way, and then Donald Trump inherited that trend.
Well, it continued all the way past until Biden got in there.
No, it didn't because COVID.
Exactly, exactly. COVID hit, and the economy was still good.
It
And
wasn't good.
shit.
You think 14.8% unemployment, the most since the Great Depression, is good? You think us having to engage in stimulus so that it's multi-trillion in order to keep the economy afloat
And think
is
and
good?
think about that. Think about that for a second, though. Just think about that for a second.
Trust me, I have. I have.
Something.
I,
No, wait. Hold on. Think about that for just 1 second. Something the world has never dealt with and seen before. And Trump had the economy fine.
wait,
We
what,
even
wait,
went.
wait. You think there's never been a global pandemic before?
Not that we've seen in modern times.
Do you know what swine flu is?
The swine flu is nothing, man. I don't. I know. I have never heard of anybody having swine flu.
I understand, but that was like 2008, right?
And what was that? Nothing. I mean, did I never heard of nobody having swine flu? There's like a few people. There was like I heard about maybe a few cases, maybe 100, but nobody I knew had no swine
Do you
flu.
know who I am?
No, I just joined your live, man.
Well, you know who I am because you're on my live and you're talking to me.
I don't know who you are, dude. You know my age. That's all you know about me. How do I know who you are?
Okay, you know who Parker is?
Parker?
Yeah,
I don't know. Are you Parker?
like Parker Get a Job. Do you know who that is?
Okay.
Have you have you
What?
have you heard of that guy?
No, sir. No, I have not. I have a job because Trump's in there and he's making America great again. I don't give a about partner Parker.
Okay, well
I
I've
know.
I, I've
I,
had
I
it.
know. I got
I've
a
had it
job.
before when I was a kid.
No, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know what you're talking about there. What is Parker?
That's me, dude.
Oh,
Why are you
okay.
clipping
Well,
your toenails on the live, bro? Like pick another time, bro.
I'm not flipping my toenails. I'm flicking my lighter. And you want to hear? That's my
Uh,
lighter.
I understand. Typically lighters don't sound like that.
Hey man, I ain't trying to get at you, dude. I ain't trying to, you know. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. Trump went through the biggest something the modern world has never seen. It hit when Trump was in office, on top of all the shit that the Democrats were throwing at him.
Did
And
you know that
things
he
were
got
fine.
did you know that he
Things were fine. Things were fine until Biden got in there, and then things went to shit.
No, they were already to shit because the pandemic already started.
The economy was fine.
Really? What metrics of the economy were doing good?
Well, you know, I mean, I could give you. I don't know about the metrics, but I know my life was fine, and I can
Okay.
give you a little. I
Okay,
can give
well,
you
I,
some
I just want
backstory.
to let you know some very important information, Zach. How it is for you doesn't necessarily determine how it is for everyone else. Did you know that?
No, it don't. No, it don't. You're right. You know, the thing about it is, though, I live in Tennessee, a very Republican state. We have no income tax. We have a lot of jobs. We have no liberal. Um, there's not many liberals here, and things are fine here. You know, a lot of people are working. A lot of places are, you know, doing good. We don't have all the Tennessee. Tennessee don't have all those taxes for one. That all these liberal states tax. And Trump's trying to do away with the taxes, but the liberals they won't do it. They don't want to do it. And you know what? Here's another thing. I want to say. This is a big thing. 100% of Democrats voted against the tax cuts that Trump's trying to put in place for overtime on tips. 100% voted against that. And tell me why. Why do you think that is? Why would they do that?
Because it is the case that the taxes that you're specifically referencing, right, isn't actually a no tax on overtime, and it includes massive tax breaks for millionaires and billionaires. 80% of the country will see a tax increase. The bottom 80% of the country, top 20% will see a tax decrease, right? Disproportionately, the highest income you go, right, and disproportionately more of a tax increase the lower income you go, right. And in terms of the bill, it add trillions of dollars to the debt. It will also cut Medicaid by $880 billion over the next 10 years and food stamps by $300 billion.
Why do you think it's not going to take? Why do you think that it's not going to cut overtime taxes?
Um, I'm just saying it only does like a portion.
Why? Why do
It's only
you
like
say
a
that? Say that.
it's only like a what's it called, like a deduction essentially.
A deduction?
Yeah.
Well, what do you? I really don't understand what a deduct. What do you mean by it's just deduction? Because he's saying, and they're all saying, no taxes on overtime. So, I mean, I'm also kind of curious about that because I'd really like to see no taxes on my overtime. I get a lot of overtime. What do you mean by no taxes on your or no? It's a deduction, and I will look into that.
It means you can only deduct a certain percentage of your overtime from your taxes.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, I don't know if it's a big beautiful bill. Might not be so beautiful, but you know, I know how we do it in Tennessee. We have no taxes at all on our state income tax, and things are doing great here. It's a very red state, and you know, if the rest of the country would follow, it'd be a good thing. Is how I feel.
Okay, so if you want to replace income tax with tariffs, you're just going to increase your taxes because tariffs are regressive, meaning they disproportionately raise taxes for lower income people, right? The lower income you go. Whereas specifically, if you want to
Yeah,
reference income tax, the progressive tax system makes it so that you pay higher taxes the more income that you make. So you're replacing the system. You're shifting the burden from people paying who are higher income to
yeah.
people paying
I
who
mean,
are
I
lower
get that.
income.
That's another reason why I like Trump. I don't. I like the tariffs. I like the tariffs. I think it's good.
You like the tariffs? Okay,
Yes,
I have a
sir.
question. Are the tariffs for renegotiation or are they actually going to be implemented?
I think they should be implemented.
Okay, so then he's not doing renegotiation.
It seems like he's doing a lot of negotiation. And let me say this:
So then he's not trying to.
what kind of negotiations did Biden do with these other countries trying to get trying to make our America great again? What did Biden do? Because that's why I
We actually
supported
had a
Trump. That's why I
relationships.
supported Trump.
We
What did Kamala and Biden do when they were in there? Because that's why I
comma.
supported Trump. Because they did nothing. And
Yeah,
what's
really?
Trump?
Really? Yeah, so the Paris Climate Accords US aid right? Specifically funding in terms of Ukraine, right? Getting the entirety of NATO and like the West to like help defend Ukraine from Russia. Like Ukraine would not be a country right now if it wasn't for like Joe
Okay.
Biden literally
I agree.
going out and doing that.
I agree with that. I agree with you 100% on that. Yes, sir. I agree with that. But Ukraine, what does Ukraine have to do with what I'm feeling today? Americans are feeling today when we're struggling to make it and we're supporting these other countries. What does that help us?
Well, Donald Trump didn't take that money and bring it back to help you. Donald Trump took that money to go give it to millionaires and billionaires, right? He's not
Okay.
giving it to you. He's not helping you out. He has no policy to help you. Does he have a health
But
care policy? Wait,
how does
actually, let me.
Ukraine?
Can I ask
How
you?
does Ukraine help
Can I
us?
ask you a few questions here to clarify?
Yeah, man, yeah, yeah. Look,
What is Donald Trump's health care plan?
yeah. Um, he he wants to, from what I know. You know, I work a lot of hours. I don't follow as much. You know, I'd like to follow more, but I vote how I feel. But anyhow, how I feel about his health plan is that he's trying to make sure that people aren't that people are able to work aren't getting free Medicaid health care.
That's
That's what he's trying.
that's
That's
not
how,
what's happening. It's literally cutting people who need it.
but can they work? Can they get out and, and contribute to society?
Not everyone on Medicaid, right, is not able to work. Are you saying that no one who can work
No,
should be on Medicaid?
no.
Because there are plenty of jobs that you still can't afford health care on.
Exactly. Like my job now, our health career, our health career care, it just went. It did go up. You know, our health care just recently, a few days ago, went up. You know, I don't know why that is. Could be because of what's going on with the new health care, but they haven't passed this new bill. You know, I guess we'll see then. But you know, I don't know. You know, you got there's. I think things were better the 4 years when Trump was in office.
I have a question, man. Could you tell
Yeah.
me? Could you tell me Donald Trump's health care policy?
No, I can't.
No. Can you tell me Donald Trump's child care policy?
No, his policy. No, the only thing I know about his policy is like I already said.
Can you tell me his housing affordability policy?
No,
Can you tell me his policy to reduce homelessness?
no,
Can you tell me his policy to increase access to education?
no. I can't. I
How can
can't
you tell me
personally.
any single policy that Donald Trump has ever passed that benefit poor people?
I can say the same thing about Biden. I
Really?
can't tell
Okay, I'll
you.
tell you the bipartisan infrastructure policy, right? I can tell you the Chips and Science Act. I can tell you, right, the Inflation Reduction Act. I can tell you a million different policies the Biden-Harris administration passed, the PACT Act, right, that specifically benefit low and middle income individuals. But you can't mention to
Okay.
me any specific policy that Donald Trump supports that would.
Well, like I say, I work a lot of overtime. I can't follow as much as I should like to vote. Should, but I can tell you that what you mentioned, the Inflation Reduction Act, caused a lot of inflation.
Wrong. You just made that up. The Inflation Reduction Act was deficit reducing. So explain to me how it caused inflation.
I can't explain it. I can't explain it, but I know that inflation dramatically rise after they passed that bill.
Wrong,
Shortly after.
wrong. Inflation sharply fell right after the Inflation Reduction Act. Not saying it's related to the Inflation Reduction Act, but it did.
When did the Inflation Reduction Act? When did that pass?
Like a month or two before inflation fell. It's like right. It's like literally right before. Do you want me to pull it up?
Yeah, yeah, that'd be great. Pull it up, show me.
You see this?
Yeah, I can see this now.
Okay. So, you see right here. You see July 2022. 1 month after this, right, is when the Inflation Reduction Act was passed. That's like right here. Okay. Is that right before inflation increased, or is that right before inflation decreased?
Well, can't see all of it. It looks like it says
What
urban
you
consumers,
can see
all
this. This is
items.
inflation. It's literally consumer price index for all urban consumers.
Yeah, well, maybe so. And let me say this.
It's
Let
right
me just
before
say,
it decreased. So clearly you see the decrease right here.
uh, urban consumers, all items in U.S. city average.
You see it right here
It
before it
says,
decreases.
is that, I mean, yeah, I see part of it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Consumer price index for all urban consumers, all items in U.S. city average.
Do you see where it says July 2022? And since it was August 2022, it was right after that.
Okay. Let me say this. I saw all that. And, personally, when I think about that is, and just hear me out. Personally, what I think about that, and I may be wrong, is the graph you're showing, it looks like to me that the price index rose in these urban cities right about that time when Biden got in office, passed that, passed the bill, the big Inflation Reduction Act. And that's when all these riots in these cities and this looting in the cities
Is this
started happening.
is the guest sentient?
Yeah, when all this looting started happening in these urban areas, yeah, the price is gonna go up because all these businesses and all this looting, they gotta raise their prices.
Hey, hold up. Weren't we just establishing with you that the Inflation Reduction Act was implemented right before inflation fell? So why are you arguing that the Inflation Reduction Act led to inflation after we just explained that?
Yeah, yeah, it did lead to inflation from what I felt.
What?
From
What?
from personally what I felt on prices of everything, eggs. I mean, that's eggs, oil. Oil's another thing. Look how low oil is right now. It's falling.
It's not very low, but I'm just
It's falling.
but okay, that's still that doesn't address anything. That's because we have seen 0.3% decrease in real GDP after multiple percentage point increases in real GDP for several quarters. Right?
Yeah,
That's just actually evidence of our economy doing worse.
it might be, but you got to look. You got to look at all the states individually, and then these cities and states. It's run by Democrats. Yeah, they're getting terrible. Why is all these people leaving those states, New York, California, and moving to my state, Tennessee, where we got no income tax?
California had an increase in population last year.
Show me that, because I really do not believe that.
2024, there was a 0.959% increase from 2023.
And you know what? A lot of those numbers are probably legal immigrants.
No, they aren't.
They're right there by
They
Mexico
aren't
where they
counted
don't
under the.
enter.
So actually, the population is even higher if you account for undocumented immigrants.
Exactly. They are
See,
counting
we're
for them.
referencing residents. Residents have legal status.
Now, if you could show me that,
Show
you
you
know,
what?
that residents are increasing in California, are moving into California, because everything I've heard is that's false, that everybody's leaving California and coming here. And I do know a lot of people that came here from California.
Okay. I mean, like if I showed you something right now, would you believe it? Like
Maybe,
I have a
maybe,
maybe.
maybe. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's fell or rose that much. It's right at 39 million. It's about the same. So,
What the do you mean? Do you see between? Look right here, 0.14% increase and
right. Yeah.
0.59% increase. So for the and then the prior it was just a zero. There's only 1 point of decline before, and from between the years of 2021 to 2024, there's literally been an increase in population by multiple hundreds of thousands of people. Do you see
Yeah.
that? Can you do math? Look,
Very,
39,431,000
yeah,
minus 39,100 and what is it? 42,000? Sorry, I can't even see because it's so small on my screen.
I can see it. Fine. It looks like it's very insignificant. It's point, the highest number there is 0.59.
Yeah, do you see this, dude? Look,
Yeah, listen,
can you do math?
listen. I just want to say this before I go and let the next person get up. I really want to appreciate you for talking to me about all this.